Mr. Inside Sales, and welcome to the all-new How to Overcome the Objection, the Price is Too High, or I Can't Afford It. It's great to have everyone with us today, and I'd like to give you a few pointers so that you can get the most out of today's webinar. First of all, grab something to take notes with. You're going to want to write down the word-for-word scripts that you're going to learn today. So make sure and have a pen and paper handy or a computer so that you can take down these word-for-word scripts. Next, there will be a very special offer at the end of this webinar that will be limited to just 25 people. So make sure that you stay on to the end so you can take advantage of that offer. Lastly, we are going to take questions from the audience, so make a list of any questions and we'll handle those as well. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump in. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to some free resources that you can use to help you sell more over the phone. The first is to sign up for my free e-zine. Simply go to my website, mrinsidesales.com, and you will receive free scripts every single Tuesday in your email. Now, remember one thing. These scripts will help you become a top 20% closer. So make sure and sign up and take advantage of them. And by the way, don't worry about your email address. I do not rent my list. So you will just get emails from me. Also, you get a special bonus, 10 techniques to make you closer of the month. That's a special downloadable ebook that is my gift to you. Next, if you would like some more webinar training free of charge, then simply visit mrinsidesales.com/webinartraining.htm. You'll find other free webinars that you and your team can use to get better. You'll find webinars on phone scripts, closing techniques, even inside sales management. So definitely check that out as well. Lastly, I do have a blog, mrinsidesales.com, Inside Sales Training Blog. By the way, on my homepage, you'll find a link for that at the very bottom. Now, my blog has tons of free phone scripts, past articles, and word-for-word scripts on cold calling, overcoming objections, and closing sales over the phone. So invest in yourself. Make a commitment to being better at what you do. You'll make more money much easier. Alrighty, so let's jump into today's program. And first of all, let's talk about what you're going to learn today. First of all, we're going to teach you 6 proven ways to handle the price is too high objection. Now, we're going to give you 3 proven ways for business-to-consumer objections, B2C sales. Next, we're going to give you 3 proven ways for business-to-business objections. Now, by the way, many of these responses can be used interchangeably. So if you sell B2C, you can still benefit from the business-to-business objections and vice versa. So make sure and copy them all down, revise them, customize them to fit your personality, your product or service, and at the end of today, you will be equipped with 6 powerful ways of dealing with this objection. Okay, let's jump into the material. Now, first of all, let's talk about what the business-to-consumer price objection really means. So when you get the price objection, here's what it generally really means. Number 1, generally, and I'd say about 50% of the time, when someone throws out the price objection to you, it's really just a smoke screen hiding something else. In fact, have you ever overcome the price objection only to be told that they have to now check with someone else, or that they still want to think it over, or that they're not ready to make a decision? If that's happened to you, that's because the price objection was not the real objection. It was hiding something else. Again, it was a smoke screen. Now, people use the price objection because everybody is sensitive to price. Heck, budget figures into every decision we all make. So, and we all understand it. That's why prospects like to use it. But again, if it's the smoke screen, then you need to find a way to get beyond that. We'll show you how today. Next, The other reason is that the prospect isn't yet sold on the value of your product or service yet. In other words, they don't think what you're asking for it is worth paying what you're asking them to pay. The solution here is to A, first make sure this is what the objection is, and then B, find a way to build value in your product or service. We'll show you how to do that shortly. Next, they think they can get it cheaper somewhere else. In other words, they've either seen an advertisement, been on somebody else's website, or even been pitched by somewhere else, and they think they can get the exact same product or service elsewhere. We'll show you how to deal with that as well. So let's jump in. Grab your pens and your paper or your notebook, and let's get ready. So, business to consumer, the price is too high or I can't afford it. Here's your first rebuttal. You know, John, I definitely hear what you're saying, but let's take the price out of this for a moment. And let me ask you, besides price, what other reasons do you have for not moving forward with this today? Okay, let's break this down. This is obviously an isolating close. So what we're doing here is we're taking price out of the equation so we can get the prospect to reveal to us what the real objection is. Now, if you don't like that last part, besides price, what other reasons do you have for not moving forward with this today? You can soften that, and that's why you want to customize all of these rebuttals. One way of softening it is to say, hey, besides price, what other considerations would you have? So you're not being negative. You're not trying to get them to reveal other objections, which in some cases is what you want, but you're still asking them what other considerations or reasons or thoughts they might have that they may still be considering. That's a softer way of getting at what the real objection is. Once again, the bottom line, you need to isolate, take the price out of this for a moment and get behind that real reason. Response number 2, you know, John, you said something very important. You said that the price is too high. Now, I'd really like to work with you on this, so help me to understand. What exactly are you comparing this price to? And then you'll want to hit mute and let your prospect talk. What we're doing here is we're getting the prospect to reveal what they think this is too high compared with. In other words, if they're looking at a different source, we need to get them to reveal that. In any event, we also want us actually to be able to compare apples to apples. Oftentimes, if they think they can get the same thing, they may not get the same service contract. They may not get the same warranty. They may not be getting the same quality parts. They may not be getting the same item that they think they can get cheaper. This is a way to get them to open up so that you can begin building value in your product or service. And that's what you need to do with this response. Number 3, John, you probably heard that expression, other people's money, right? Well, the good news is that with this, you can use other people's money to purchase it and then begin enjoying the benefits right now. Now, we have 2 ways for you to do this. Number 1, you can either put this on a credit card and then make payments with it until it's paid off, or you can take advantage of our introductory offer, where you can put no money down and make interest-free payments for as long as 18 months. In the meantime, you get to start enjoying the benefits, or whatever it offers, of this product and service from day 1. Now, out of these 2 options, which do you like better? So what you're doing here is, if your product or service does offer an introductory or lower amount to start with, this is when you introduce it. And always talk about using a credit card as well. They can begin enjoying this right away. That last part, which of these 2 options do you like better, you can soften that as well. Which one of these sound better to you? So again, you can customize these scripts to fit your personality and to fit your product or service. But the bottom line is you need to be prepared with these types of scripts so you don't just start dropping the price. Again, that's generally not the objection. So you need to be prepared with these scripts so that you can handle the price objection or the I can't afford it, again, without dropping your price and without giving up the sale. Okay, now let's move on to what B2B price objection really means, business to business. Well, look, there it is again. You see, I said earlier that, guess what? The price objection means the same thing, whether it's business to consumer or business to business. 50% of the time or more, it's just a smokescreen objection, hiding something else. What you need to do here, again, is to isolate this objection, and that first rebuttal is perfect for doing that. Next, again, the prospect isn't sold on the value of your product or service yet. Here again, what you need to do is build value in your product or service. We'll teach you how to do that without dropping price. Number 3, they think they can get it cheaper somewhere else. Once again, we're going to want to compare like product. In other words, apples to apples. All right, here's how we do that. The price is too high. Response 1, you know what, you're right, John. I know we're not the cheapest out there, and it's important that you heard that right. We're not the cheapest service on the market. Now, there's a very important reason for that. The quality that you get with us goes far beyond the few extra dollars that you'll invest today. And let me tell you the top 3 reasons why. And now what you do is list the 3 reasons as to why your product is worth the value, the price that they're paying for it. What this allows you to do here is to continue, again, pitching and building value in your product or service without dropping the price. This is crucially important. Again, you don't want to immediately begin negotiating and dropping price until you isolate or build value and try and close instead. This is a great script to use to do that. Response 2. And that's exactly why we offer our introductory package. Here's the thing. We're so convinced that you'll come to appreciate the added services and value we offer that as soon as you begin using our service, you'll forget all about the initial small cost. In fact, you'll find that in the long run, our product is not only affordable, but it saves you time and makes you money. And that's something you're interested in doing, isn't it? So again, what we're doing here, we're not dropping our price. We're not getting into a price war. Instead, we're going to give them an easier way of taking advantage of our offer. Many products and services have introductory or discounted positions to get started. If yours does, you want to use that. And once again, that last sentence, and that's something you're interested in doing, isn't it? You don't have to use that. You can use a trial close here. And here's how that would go. In fact, you'll find that in the long run, our product is not only affordable, but it saves you time and makes you money. And that's going to make you a hero around your office. So let's go ahead and get you started. Here's what we need to do. So you can use a close in that fashion as well. Number 3, I hear you, John, and let's just say that I could wave a magic wand and get you the money or reduce the price to where it would fit within your budget. Level with me. What other reasons would you have for not at least considering putting this to work for you today? Once again, you can adjust this close, but what this allows you to do is to isolate the price objection. Get rid of the smokescreen. Now you'll find out what the real objection is. Once again, you can change that last sentence. Rather than level with me, what other reasons would you have for not at least considering putting this to work? You can say, level with me, or please share with me what other considerations would you have? That's a great line. Share with me what other considerations would you have? And that means tell me what your other objections are. So again, what we're doing here is we're not dropping the price, which is what most sales reps immediately do. Instead, we're going to do what the top 20% do, and that's figure out what the real objection is and then find a way to handle that as well. Listen for the real objection, deal with it appropriately. Getting the most from these rebuttals. First of all, customize these rebuttals to fit your personality, product, or service. I've tried to model for you that you don't need to use them word for word. You can soften different endings. You can make them stronger if you wish. You can substitute a question for a trial close. In other words, customize these to fit you, your product, and your service. Number 2, commit to practicing, drilling, rehearsing these until they become automatic. I love what the coach Don Shula of the Miami Dolphin football team used to say. They used to practice over and over and over again the same play and formation. And he said, you know what? These need to become automatic. We're going to practice these until they become automatic because, he says, if we get into a football situation, into a particular play, and if a player needs to think about what he needs to do next, it's too late. In other words, you need to react automatically, and it's the same in sales. That's why you want to memorize these responses. And then commit to using them each time you get the price objection. If your first instinct is to drop price or to use an ineffective close, the way around that is to drill, practice, and rehearse these until they become automatic for you. Now, we talked about a special offer that we have. This is something that you can use to learn more of these types of techniques and to give you the closing skills you need to take your career and income into the top 20% realm. I have a 5 CD series, How to Double Your Income Selling Over the Phone, The Secrets of the Top 20%. I've sold thousands of these for $249, and they've made salespeople hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. For this webinar today, you can take advantage of this for just $99. Simply write down that website address, mrinsightsales.com/webinar offer HTM. Here's what you get on these 5 CDs. Number 1, you're on the first CD where I'm going to teach you all about top 20% performance. What do those top producers in your office do that you don't do? Well, you've heard stories about top salespeople in your industry who are making amazing amounts of money. What in the heck are they doing that you're not doing? I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to give you 5 rules of top 20% performance that you can begin doing today that will instantly catapult your production. Next, CD number 2 is worth $99 all by itself. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about cold calling. It's going to teach you how to handle reflex objections like, well, just email me something, or we're not interested, or we don't have the money. Or it'll also teach you how to eliminate screening forever. How much would it be worth to you to be able to glide past the gatekeeper without being interrogated? How would you like to never hear the words, well, will he know what this call is about? What would that be worth to you? And how about the real definition of a qualified lead? How would you like to know how to actually put qualified prospects who want to buy what you're selling into your pipeline? How would you like to learn how to avoid call reluctance? How to handle incoming leads? How to use voicemail and email? CD number 2 will teach you all of that. And then CD number 3 is about closing sales. How do you overcome initial resistance? Well, we looked it over. It's not for us. I'm going to teach you one technique that can instantly get the deal. You can avoid pitching altogether. And then trial closes. I'm going to teach you how to isolate objections, how to use the takeaway close, and so much more. CD number 4, how to handle the top 10 objections. I'm going to give you word-for-word examples. How to handle the price is too high. How to handle I need to talk to someone else. I need to think about it. We've already got a supplier. Word-for-word examples that you can learn. And then CD 5 is how to take your career into the stratosphere, how to become a top 1% of the top 20%, how to be in the closing arena at all times, how to adjust your attitude and learn to expect success, how to develop proper self-talk to support you. You can get all of this for just $99. Believe me, this will be the best $99 sale that you've ever made. Okay, now this is a limited time offer, the first 25 CD sets. Check that link, insidesales.com/webinar offer.htm. If you happen to be viewing this webinar on YouTube. Check that link and see if we still have that special going. If not, get there as soon as you can. Just remember one thing, every dollar you invest in your skill set will come back to you multiple times, month after month, year after year. You and your family deserve it. So invest in your skill set, learn more proven closes, learn how to sell over the phone and double your income. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. It's been my pleasure having you here. I hope that you benefited from these proven closes. And once again, I hope you take advantage of this and invest in yourself. In the meantime, I'll see you in the top 20%.